One of the biggest projects that we kept running into because our focus were families in the community was financial literacy. And what we noticed with a lot of our families that were struggling was because they were struggling with childcare. From that age of 0 to 5, there was not too many options. And if you did have an option, it cost you a college tuition, right? So how many people are ready for that right out the bat from the age of 0 to 5? And then with a lot of families in this area, a lot of the pregnancies and starting a family isn't planned. Well, someone had to quit their job because someone needed to become a stay-at-home parent. So we noticed that was a big pool. Most childcare centers can barely afford to pay their staff. So in return, they're not able to pour back into their center and get those changes that are needed or upgrades that are needed in a timely fashion. So it does affect the quality of care. And then more childcare centers in the Southeast area. During the time of COVID and even after COVID, we also saw that there was more daycare centers closing than opening. So we really shoot for that affordability and quality and just being more of like your local fun community childcare center that focuses around the whole health of the whole family. Construction was definitely an issue. There's a lot of back and forth. And a lot of construction companies now, because they're in such high demand, they want it all up front. And then with licensing, it's always changing. And these are unforeseen things that you don't expect that may come up. Allowing for that extra cushion for any change orders is what they call it in construction was like a big thing. Because prior to Opportunity Fund, we were on pins and needles. They were very adamant about the process and how easy it was for them in regards to communication. Timeline was very important, and Opportunity Fund was able to meet and exceed those expectations. Being a newer nonprofit in regards to child care center, I knew that there would be more paperwork that they would need and more like time, like lengthwise. So I was referred to some banks. And honestly, I wasn't interested. One, I reached out to and never heard back from. Someone that can communicate on a week-to-week basis. They have always been consistent about including me. Any upcoming events, they've included me. And then they've supported our events. Construction, furniture, initiating our teachers' payroll to train through the summer up until us opening, because that made a big difference too. It's a lot harder to get all their trainings done while the kids are in the centers. There can be a lot of moving parts to understand. And I really like Opportunity Fund, how you guys approached it in regards to making sure I was aware of the whole process and actually broke down the pricing and the amount in a way that was simple, not in bank terms. Because a lot of times, a lot of bankers will put it into bank terms and it's hard to understand. We could come back together to reevaluate what might work best for our business. So I definitely think they made it more simplified. I felt like I was actually working with someone versus how you get that feel where you just get passed around. It was nice to communicate with the same two people. Definitely user friendly, not complicated at all. And communication is definitely top tier.